No coincidence there. I was interfered when I was making the video. There was a little bit unsolved mystery, a little bit uncertainty for my friend, whether I have defeated him or not. This is unbelievable. I was put in amnesia, and then I'm getting all these tests of life, basically. I wanted to kill myself, and now I get to prove that not only I want to live, but I want to live backwards, almost. So figure out, amnesia was forcing me to look back into my life, and I really cared. And I could have just killed myself and not talked with anyone, but I was sort of killed. And I was sort of willing to understand the mystery and take my time. And I didn't really die in that time. It's like exposing PewDiePie saved my life. See, there was an amnesia, and this person played me very well. So I talked about Vector, and I have fixed the Vector issue. I have solved his test, basically. But now comes another test of when were we? Previously unsung. Where I wanted to stay here and kick ass. I've decided. I took my time when I was writing a death note. The most important thing I forgot is that I took my time. I put together what is the most evil thing in my life. I wanted to expose PewDiePie for some reason. I felt this urge to expose PewDiePie. He is in the middle of the internet. He is in the middle of our consciousness. He is pretty evil. And how did he get here? How did he get there is insane. And yeah, it's like it's all in your head. Most of the stuff that you think about what life is, it's probably in your head, and you really have to think deeper and deeper and try different possibilities and try different things. There's a lot that you need to know before you make the decision to kill yourself, right? So no, pewds. Killing is not good for the environment. Dying is also great for the environment. Oh boy. So, wow. This is just coming together for me. This is very important. Because when were we was specifically deceptive with me. Here's what I'm going to introduce. This is why I'm talking about Scott Pilgrim here. I am the Pilgrim. I am going versus the world right now. I'm realizing this. I'm going backwards to face my enemies that have been kicking me in the ass. Now, not necessarily backwards. I will go backwards and forwards because there's going to be new enemies. There's going to be new challenges. But I have to also go backwards and untangle all the experiences that have been haunting me for so long, that have been conflicted me into that point of the deepest and most unimaginable pain and suffering. This amnesia that, that I cannot take reality anymore for what it is. But I was able to go through it because I was slow, I was considerate, I was very smart. And again, I forgot one very important thing. So, chronologically, I was writing a death note. I was considering all the possibilities of what's going on. And that Monica, my first crush, has lied to me. That PewDiePie has lied to everyone. That there is a lot of evil that sort of probably is pretty weak, essentially. And I should stand up, and we all should stand up. And when I said, when I sort of started realizing this, I started realizing even more things. Things started to unravel. I no longer wanted to die. Immediately, I didn't want to die because there was hope that there's something I can do. There's a lot of things I can just have fun with, right? And most importantly, the biggest hope was that I had my job, that I had ability to survive, and it wasn't, you know, I wasn't left with a slavery job. I actually got rewarded. It's a pretty decent job. Now I'm not exactly sure. It's going to throw me a bunch of challenges as well. You know, it can be deceptively easy and rewarding, but at the same time, it feels like I'm still being sort of judged, sort of tested in various ways. It's almost like the British accent is a test for English speakers because it's a very mumble rap community, as PewDiePie says. That's the real annoying thing. He said to Indians, but I say to fucking English speakers. In UK, especially in Sweden, I mean not Sweden, but Scotland, for some reason, just mixed up. Not because of PewDiePie, but you know. So Scotland is even worse when it comes to accent, because they just ran with English. There's some fucking world of hell. I mean, I don't want to go there anymore. I went there, and I had a pretty shitty experience when I had to do a game jam just because my friend lived in Scotland. So whatever. I did that. It was also interesting. I was also drawn by the idea that Freemasonry was established in the same region, I believe. Possibly in the same town as I was going, Glasgow. But anyways. So I'm going to stay here and kick ass. And there was one missing piece, as I said, from our conversation, from the on-song conversation. When were we? Right? It was very important. He was testing me, basically. Am I going to be able to fully remember what I've said to him? The deepest, darkest, conspiracy that could possibly be happening is that it's everywhere. The conspiracy of cancer is the conspiracy of everyone's life. This is very related to the utmost. I have defeated 2 people, right? 2 narcissists. I had taken my stuff back, and I have defeated Vector, right? They both were challengers of my life. I'm not exactly sure how and why and what's going on, but someone mind controlled me into a position where I thought I didn't had keys. I thought I was locked outside my home, and again I saw a shadow looking through the window and taunting me and saying that I have your computer, you're gay, trying to taunt me. But it was such a weak little shit that I was so angry. I bust through the door. I was screaming on the entire fucking world at this point, to the point where even God heard me. And God came to me and spoke his little script, inspired me to go all the way now. There's no return. You have defeated the first enemy. You can do all of them. The moment you can defeat the first enemy, you can do all of them. So that little victory of mine is everything. When I felt down, really, really low, when all my stuff was taken away from me, I couldn't say, you can take my life. I couldn't say that, because now I have to fight, fight back for everything I've lost. I can't just give up, The idea was installed in my head that people are taking each other's flats, basically, each other's where they live, they just take it. And mine was taken as well. That was the idea installed that day. And it worked perfectly. It was amazing. And I busted myself in. And then now, I had a few puzzles from Vector to solve. He's an ignorant narcissist, as I introduce him. He's immediately interrupted my video saying, well, I don't love to humiliate people. Yes, he doesn't love because he's now an antagonist. Most of the people who cause trouble like this, they're sort of dead. They have reached the end of their journey. At least they probably think they are, because they're not loving their challengers now. They stand in their throne and they're throwing shit at you. And you gotta survive that. It's insane, right? Take them down. Take down these fucking challengers who are throwing shit at you. Figure the shit out. Figure their shit out. Because they're sitting there, they're doing nothing, they don't love you, they don't do anything for you. They love you in a way that they're challenging you, right? They're manipulating you. They don't actually love you. They don't actually give you stuff that you need. They give you distractions. They're trying to suppress you. They're mind controlling you. That's the whole point of this game, right? They aren't giving you anything. Bethesda aren't giving you anything. Hearthstone isn't giving you anything. Riparian isn't giving you anything. PewDiePie himself isn't giving you anything that you actually need. They're just giving you shit and challenging you, and at the same time manipulating you, turning you into a zombie, so you can give up on life. I don't know how that works, but people create their thrones and think they're on top of the world when they're garbage throwers. Because you don't throw shit if you're really proud of yourself. You accept people to go through you, not become the top of the mountain guy. Oh, I control this hill. You can't pass here. Fuck you. Everyone's an enemy. You're born in a world of enemies, basically. That's what you're born with. You literally have to moan through everyone. Everyone is your enemy. I haven't seen a single friend, never interacted with a friend, never was a friend of anyone, never had a friendship, never loved anyone in a way that it's a mutual love. I always loved everyone. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I've thrown a lot of shit at people. And if I did, I was very honest about it. I tried to say everything that was happening in my head. If I wanted to manipulate them, I would say that. Possibly. Hopefully, I would say that. I don't know. It's a complicated thing because, yeah, this whole thing is almost automatically a game, because you don't always want to be honest that you're going to manipulate that other person. That's when things get very weird. Because you want to play a game where you both agree on the rules. Otherwise, don't play the game. Break the rules. Start cheating. Just do anything in your power to go through and get what you want. Now, I'm not exactly sure how Scott Pilgrim the movie actually works. It's going to be a big puzzle to solve, because now I'm confused. Now, because you can't cheat, in fact. Everything that I thought is a lie. And probably Scott Pilgrim does deserve to get a girl. And maybe that was what he wanted all this time, and he got it. He wins the game. And it's like, that's it. It's kind of the game over. and someone else can do it too. Your life becomes a movie. I don't know. It's just so weird. Who is telling the story then? What is happening, right? Someone trying to deceive you. Again, a lot of people are putting content out there, and content is good. They're speaking to you. They care. That's good. Most of them care for the money, but money is for survival. Survival means they live another day. They care. That's what keeps the reality in place to begin with. It's care and survival. It's always that same thing, which I sort of hate because, survival can be so much more if we fix the system somehow. If we keep moving forward until survival is no longer relevant. But I never thought this was going to be so deep, so insane, where everyone is sort of manipulating you, sort of being your friend. It's very hard to distinguish what's going on. I will come up with the conclusions. I'm just, as a pilgrim, as realizing as I'm a pilgrim, it's hard. That's what this video is about. It's not about giving you answers. It's like, there's a whole road ahead of you now. Because you have reached that dead end in your life. When you have to look death into death and be like, am I really ready to die? Or just, everything was taken away from me. Over and over again. And I was losing battles. Because, you have to learn from your mistakes. You have to. You must stop being manipulated. Slowly, I will untangle these puzzles. These are very insane, difficult. Oh my god. But at least I know when someone takes my stuff, I scream. I do everything to take it back. Holy shit, I will do everything to take it back. If someone is ignoring what I'm saying, I will throw shit at them back. I'll throw their shit back, at them. I'll push them into a corner eventually. If they don't like my metaphors, I will still fucking push that metaphor in their face so Vector loses because I stopped him at his tracks to be random. I have solved the Rubik's Cube and it's done. And then when Werwy tried to use amnesia against me to make me feel like I'm crazy, right? That when I put cancer on the table and I said, your uncle is suffering from cancer, and cancer means you're sitting down, you're not standing up against evil. That's what cancer is, because you slowly, as you're sitting down, you feel fears just coming at you and you're not doing anything to stop them. That's what cancer is. It's just incredible amount of fears. They're attacking you from all kinds of directions, but it's your consciousness. That's what the mind is causing your cancer, nothing else. Okay? Yes, reality is difficult, but essentially your mind, because you have been ignoring very important information, even though you were able to not ignore it. Right now, I have to focus on finishing this video. I'll fight cancer if I have to. I'll fight whatever is coming at me at December, which is, again, it's a pretty dangerous place. What else do we have here? There's one thing that I didn't solve, and November is not over yet. This guy, I call him Al G. He's the person who helped me establish myself in UK. He helped my dad establish himself in UK. I don't think he was the initial person, but whatever. He helped me. That's the most important part. He helped me find a place to stay. Helped me do everything, right? That's very important. So I will have to face him now. Because my reality is completely destroyed. What is this place? How does this work? What am I supposed to learn? He will have to tell me everything. And this is going to be the hardest fight of all those 3 that I've been doing. Right. Facing my insanity. This all I need is just one word. Cancer explains this person very easily. Ignorance explains this person. And ownership explains this person. I own certain things. I'm not going to give them back. Or give them to anyone. Because I need them. I own them. I need them to survive, to keep my sanity alive. Right? So I own them. I hate ignorance. I hate being misheard. I hate being mistreated and thrown into darkness all the time. Distracted from what I have to do. And I definitely hate forgetting or being ignored, being attacked for what I say. You know, if you attack me, it's over. You lose because you cannot accept information that I'm giving you. And this information comes honestly from my heart, like whatever. Yes. If that was all deception, it's a very weird, situation. And you mentioned cancer, it's like, it's a deep trauma to a person. We have to fight these traumas. And this is why these people freeze in their little, Tsukiyomi, basically. In the world of Naruto. They freeze in their little trauma. And they think that nobody can defeat them because they have been defeated by that trauma. But that's why you have to break through. This is why all of these friends are also your enemies, because you have to, they will always throw their traumas at you. That's what they're gonna do. It's very brilliant, I would say. Very brilliant. It would be very disgusting, very disturbing in the system too, actually. Ugh. That would be very weird. I'll tell you that much. Just hope it's not true. I would love for there to be all the elements. I would love this to be designed for me. But as I said, it's kind of like a timeline. It's very weird. I'm not sure how to read the clock. But again, there's this final boss that I have a few days to beat until November is over. This is very well crafted, by the way. This whole month was very well crafted. That's what bothers me the most. Because it started October 31st. It ends near the end, as I declare it. That's what scares me the most. England is our city, basically. There's a lot of us gathered here to do the final fight, to do the Brexit, basically. Anyone who's not in England is kind of like, you guys are dead. Probably. There's no hope for you because I will probably not care anymore. It's kind of weird. It's just so weird. Everything is just closing the gates. It does feel like the world revolves around me and it sucks. But again, I don't understand anything of what's going on. So I will exaggerate, I will make mistakes. I love it. I love doing that. Makes me a better person each day. It's harsh. But But what else is there to do in life? Just love stuff. Don't be bored. There's a lot of stuff you can do here. As long as you honestly do them, you'll be fine. Just be honest with yourself. And if you are a challenger, if you're traumatized, be open about it. Accept Jesus Christ, as they say. If there's a pilgrim, you tell him what's up. Tell me if you have a fucking trauma. Because now, I'll just pass through. I don't want people to attack me. I don't want people with traumas. I'm just here to take what I need to survive. And that's it. I will thrive. I have no problems. You have problems. Solve your shit, assholes. I will pass through you. I'm the pilgrim. Maybe I'm not the only one, but I am the pilgrim. Good luck.